You probably all missed me of vlogging. Just now started to vlog back again, and I want to ask you a question. We're gonna do a theme. It's gonna do like a theme where we're gonna travel technically through the multiverse. We're gonna start with my favorite one. It's where death does not exist, and I was just thinking if just imagine living in a world where death does not exist. Now, does that mean where I say death does not exist? Does that mean where the thought of death does not exist or you dying does not exist? Because the thought of death does not exist is a different between dying and then the thought of it. For example, if you were lived in a world where not the thought of death doesn't exist, but dying, like moving on to a different life, kind of does not exist, that would mean that overpopulation would take its role. There would be more violence, but no deaths, more wars, but there's no side that wins and there's no side that loses. Therefore, it would be an everlasting war between two sides or more. Now, when it comes to conflicts in our history, in this world, let's say that if there was not death here, there would be more wars, more conflicts, more violence and stuff, but no one would die. Now, losing in a war stops an end of one beginning, and then as the beginning starts over again, that's when another conflict or war happens. Now, the concept of war is where there's two sides or more, depending on what is the argument, that are fighting. Now, in Civil War, it was it was two sides fighting or something, and then in World Wars, there's multiple sides fighting over something. And then in the Cold War, where we learned in history throughout, we learned that there was not a war. It wasn't like an actual war. It was more like an argument, which is called a verbal war. Now, we don't really discuss the verbal war in history, so I'm discussing a verbal war right now. So, being in a world where the thought of death does exist, where death does exist but the thought doesn't, that means that people will die, just they don't know what they will call it. They could have called it like an afterlife or a gone away kind of thing, or like or like a kind of like a spiritual giveaway kind of thing. But I like to see what you guys think, and if you want to see the short version of this video, go on my Instagram, which you have to type in Big Sean Dog, or go to my YouTube channel, which is Sean Clayton, to watch the bigger version, which you're probably watching right now. Thank you.